You're not gonna make it. No, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, but you can. Hey, welcome to the You're Not Gonna Make It podcast, where I discuss things that may or may not prevent you from making it. I'm your host, Kevin. This episode, I'm going to talk about something that I used to suffer from more, but now I don't, and that is perfectionism. If you don't know, perfectionism is the tendency to set unrealistically high standards or expectations on yourself to the point where you nitpick everything to death, or you just never get anything done because it's never good enough. This also includes going back to things that you may have completed in the past and just fixing it for no benefit. In my opinion, perfectionism stems from a couple of things. One would be a lack of self-esteem, self-assurance. Another would be a lack of awareness. I can't tell you how many humongous companies who have websites with very obvious spelling errors in there. And my point in saying that is not just shit something out, doesn't matter what the quality is. I'm saying you can be very successful without being perfect. I just saw a video from a very successful YouTuber who had some background noise, and they didn't say, "Oh man, I'm gonna delete the whole fucking video and redo it because I need it to be perfect." No, he said, "Yeah, sorry about that noise in the background." And it was fine. That's it. Most people are not perfect. In fact, most people suck. So they understand if something is not perfect. Most of them do. And that's the weird, ironic reality of the situation. Most people are totally okay in understanding if something is not perfect. Yet at the same time, as a society, perfectionism is pretty encouraged. You know, before you got to get a job, you got to go to school for 12 years and then, 14 years, and then go for another 4. You got to have those 2 or 3 diplomas before you go get a job. Where the reality is, actually, you can get a job being a high school dropout if you want. I mean, it's different, it's tougher, but you can do it. Again, you don't need to clean up everything to a mirror sheen to be successful or to do something. Just try. I actually know a musician who I may have on the show sometime who was putting out some music at one point, and it took so long because they were so focused on perfecting the song in every single way, and they, with the video as well, they just took so long making sure the video is perfect. And I'm not even talking about some short little cinematic experience. I'm talking about something that's kind of like a wallpaper or a screensaver. You know, it has a bit of movement, and they're spending hours, days slaving over that result. When in the end, it didn't make that much of an effect on the outcome of the video, or rather the music. So in the end, they ended up wasting time and some money trying to make that video move slightly for the people on YouTube who care about that over the actual song itself. My recommendation to them, and this is my recommendation to everybody, if you're worried about putting something out there or starting something, just get to the point where you can do it safely, or you just have the minimum, and then just fucking go for it. In their situation, the musician, what they could have done is made the music as you know, make it good, obviously, don't just shit something out, but make it good, put it out there, and you will get feedback. Whether it's numbers or people's words, you will get feedback, and that feedback will help inform the next thing you do. And that loop is actually what is superior to perfectionism. It's not you in your own head dealing with one specific thing or attempt over and over and over and over and over until it's apparently perfect. No. Just make something good enough, put it out, see what happens to it. You will learn something. It'll either be good, bad, ignored, whatever, but you will learn something. Then use that information to make the next thing better, and just keep riding that loop, and eventually you will become better. For me, if I waited until my first podcast was perfect, that you wouldn't be hearing this. So the first few episodes kind of suck. Even this one might suck, but the thing is, I put it out there so I can learn what it's about, from other people or from my own observations, use that information, loop it back in, and that's what makes it perfect. Same thing with going to the gym, for example. I've actually, when I was a trainer, I've heard this, and it was fucking weird. I would hear people say something to the effect of, "Yeah, I don't want to start exercising. I gotta get a bit fitter first, or I gotta lose a bit of weight first." I'm like, What the fuck are you talking about? This is how you do that." Well, the losing weight is more nutrition based, but you get what I'm saying. People think they need to be good at something before they start doing that thing. No. Despite what job postings tell you, the ones that require 5 years of experience for an entry level job, real life is not like that. Even those jobs aren't like that. You get hired, you're probably not hitting every single qualification, and they'll train you. They're not looking for people who are perfect. They're looking for people who are good enough and not an asshole. And that's the main thing. With this perfectionism thing, you're being an asshole to yourself by depriving yourself of actually going through with this thing that you want to do. But that's not how it works. Just get out there, be an entry level person, get in the thing that you're trying to do. You will learn. Trust me, you will learn. Or someone will tell you, and you'll get better if you care. Perfectionism will make it so that you don't actually get any closer to perfect. You're just going to delay and delay and delay and delay until it comes to a point where it's been so long you could have started doing the thing that you wanted to do, and by now you would actually be somewhat decent at it. Instead, you waited all this time to polish and polish and polish this turd that you didn't shit out yet. And now you have some cleanup to do because you waited so long. Despite what you see online, everything's all perfect and shiny and edited and blah, blah, blah. You don't need to be perfect. You're wasting your time trying to become perfect in that way. And one of the biggest ways that you waste this time is with procrastination. For example, the musician I was referring to. And by the way, if they ever come on, it will not be awkward. I've already said all this shit to their face. It's fine. With them, the whole idea of, oh no, it's not perfect yet. I can't put it out yet. I got to make some tweaks to it, yada, yada. It procrastinates the whole entire process. It's wasting time. Again, with the people who want to start exercising, start losing weight or whatever it is, those people, they just wait until their mindset is perfect. For example, the New Year's resolutioners, they keep waiting until a specific calendar day makes them feel like they're ready to do it. Well, the thing is, you're never going to be as ready as you want to be. If there were a way to make something go perfectly the first time, people would know and people would be doing it. For the most part, people are pretty fucking lazy, but for the most part, if there were a way to guarantee that your first attempt was perfect, then it would be known and people would be doing it, and that's what you would be doing. But there's no way to do that, so just fucking start. Just do something. Try. Another example for me, when I was kind of restarting or rebranding my YouTube channel, I was trying to figure out what's the best way to present myself, do all this stuff. And I ended up starting up with sunglasses, this kind of ugly blue filter, trying to do some, pun, because my YouTube name was Iceberger at the time. And it just didn't look great, to be honest. I had to redo some videos because it just looked fucking ugly. But that is the thing. I had to put that out there for me to have the observation and for others to have that observation. If I just wait until it's perfect and perfect and perfect, I still might have never put a video out. I might put a video out in 2 years from now and I'd be looking like Elton John or something. I don't know. Thankfully, I don't know. Thing is, I put something out, even though it wasn't perfect, still isn't perfect, but it's constantly being refined by information, by data, by feedback, all this kind of shit. That feedback loop is far, far more valuable than just trying to perfect everything because you can't be perfect. So don't bother. Just have a reasonable expectation of what you're trying to do and go towards that expectation. Once you hit all the criteria, just fucking go. Just get out there. Going back to the job example too, apply to those fucking jobs. The job I have now, I was not 100% qualified for, but I'm like, whatever. Let me just try it. They'll tell me no. So, and I got it. So, And guess what? I was trained a lot. Oh, I wasn't perfect. No one's perfect. Get over that shit. A good reason why you should get over that is because apparently, I say apparently because I get some stats. I don't really look too deep into them because it's not 100% accurate podcast. Just meant to kind of discuss topics. So if you get your math from here, you're not gonna make you're not gonna make it. But apparently, perfectionists are 51% more likely to die prematurely compared to non-perfectionists. I would hazard a guess that the reason for this is stress, because stress actually does kill you. It does make you unhealthy, and it does actually, I found out recently, it does actually affect your physical recovery. If you go to the gym and you stress all the time, you're not going to recover that well. I forgot what it is. There's something in your body that it's basically the physical manifestation of stress. It is a thing. And I imagine perfectionists deal with that quite a lot. So wasting your time and being silly will kill you. As in, no joke, perfectionists for real are not going to make it. So just put something out there. Honestly, the best, in my opinion, one of the best TV shows of all time, Seinfeld. Have you seen the first season? It's like, what, 6, 8 episodes of kind of like, it's whatever. But they put it out. They got better and better. If they waited till they were perfect, they would have missed their chance to be on TV. You know, we would have got something maybe like season 4, but, never, because they never would have gotten that chance to get that far. This is actually the case for a lot of sitcoms, actually. They start off kind of like, whatever. And then season 2, it's like, oh, this is pretty good. It's pretty funny. They learn that perfectionism is not the way to get where you want to get. Just try something. Just go to the fucking gym, fail. Don't fail under a bar, but just, figure shit out. Trial and error, whatever happened to that. Try it. If you err, you can try again. But if you constantly try to make yourself perfect, it's never going to happen, because perfection is impossible. So don't bother. Just don't. Hell, if I were still a perfectionist, you would never hear this episode, because I would have redone this. There were multiple times during this I'm like, maybe I should just redo the whole thing. But I'm not going to, because I'm not a hypocrite. So you're going to hear this shit. And if you have heard this shit, I thank you. If you want to leave a comment about a time that you were going to be perfectionist, but then you just put it out there, let me know. If it sucked, give me a 1-star review. If it was actually pretty cool, ended up being pretty cool, give me a 5-star. And remember, just that feedback loop is what'll get you better and better. Maybe one day this podcast will be good. Who knows? Anyway, I'll see you next time. You're not gonna make it. No, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.